I think about Tudor a lot, maybe even a weird amount, probably a weird amount, but here are 4 Tudor watches that are better than a Rolex in my humble opinion. I'm sure the comment section will be very tame. So I wanted to start this listicle here for 2 reasons. For one, this is an area where I've put my money where my mouth is. I chose the Tudor Black Bay 58 over the Rolex Submariner. And for 2, I think the dive watch category is an area where Tudor is exceptional. Whether it is something like this, the Pelagos FXD, which is their military-inspired, fixed lugs, kinda niche diver, or something a bit more broad and commercial, like the Black Bay 58. I had a hard time narrowing down which specific model I wanted to highlight because a lot of the Black Bay models are almost the same aesthetically, just different sizes, and for that reason, I'm not going to narrow it down. I think that might kind of be cheating, but one of the huge advantages of the Black Bays is the diversity and the huge spectrum in the line. If you want the Submariner, that's your option, the sub or sub date, and you can change the bezel color. But with Tudor, you have the original Black Bay, so the 41mm variation, METAS approved, lots of strap and bracelet options. There's the Black Bay 58. I would say this has the widest appeal, inspired by the big crown Tudor Submariners. These have a case size of 39mm, which is that sweet spot for most people. So many color variations, bracelet options, and this year at Watches and Wonders, they added a METAS certification to this model family, which is insane. I feel like Tudor is making it difficult to justify not owning one of these. But I should expose my bias. I have the Black Bay 58 Blue. I bought this back in 2020, and I would and did choose this over the Submariner. I personally like the sizing more with my smaller wrist. The price is far more agreeable for me. And I feel like this perfectly captures the spirit of a vintage diver. It feels like a vintage watch made to modern build specifications. If you have a smaller wrist, or if you just want a smaller wearing diver, the most compact variation is the Black Bay 54 with a 37mm case diameter, the same water resistance at 200 meters, which is more than enough for almost everyone. To me, the Black Bay is the essence of Tudor, a robust tool watch that looks good, does its job, and comes in at a more achievable luxury price. Next, the new Tudor Pelagos Ultra over the Sea-Dweller, and this might be one of the strongest comparisons on this list. The Pelagos is an underrated model family for Tudor. These watches have incredible specifications, professional dive-grade materials and capabilities, and come in at a cheaper price point than the Rolex Oyster Perpetual. Tudor released the Pelagos Ultra at Watches and Wonders 2025, and this is the ultimate Pelagos. It's unreasonably good. So, a 43mm titanium case, 1,000 meters of water resistance, matte ceramic bezel insert, T-fit clasp system, METAS certified movement with the caliber MT5612-U, and on top of that, it is aesthetically great looking with the traditional Pelagos look with little pops of turquoise as a differentiator. Now, the Sea-Dweller is still great, one of the strongest Rolex offerings. It kinda looks like a Submariner just at 43mm and beefier specs with 1,220 meters of water resistance. The Sea-Dweller is awesome. But on paper, the Pelagos Ultra is really hard to argue with when comparing these two, and is arguably better. And I feel like we can't ignore the price either. The Sea-Dweller is over double the price of the Pelagos Ultra at £11,750 versus £5,070 here in the UK. Purely on the case specifications, I would say these two are very comparable, but it's with Tudor adding the METAS certification to their movements that really sweetens the pot and makes it hard to ignore. I always like to find things at the most affordable price. Some say I'm cheap. I like to think of it as I'm shrewd. If you could get the same thing, the very same thing, at a better price, why wouldn't you? So we need to talk about today's fabulous video sponsor, Surfshark VPN, and why they're so awesome. So if you're not as familiar, a VPN is a virtual private network, which means they encrypt your internet activity to keep your information private, blocking ads and malware, all that stuff that gets in your way and more. I travel a lot for work and in my personal life, so I use Surfshark all the time for their price discrimination features. They will help you find the lowest prices on planes, hotels, rental cars by changing your location so you can price compare to get the best possible deal. For example, if you're in Switzerland, you may find cheaper flights to New York by accessing the Hong Kong version of Skyscanner. I don't know why it works that way, but it does. I just don't understand computers or the internet as well as I probably should, so Surfshark is doing a lot of the heavy lifting in protecting my data from snoops and all kinds of unsavory people who do know how to use computers to hack into things. On top of that, using Surfshark Alert, they will notify you the moment your email, ID, credit card, whatever personal data gets leaked online so you can sort it. See it, say it, sorted. British people will get that. Probably no one else. If this sounds like something you need in your life, go click the link that is in my description. And my link comes with an extra 4 months of Surfshark for free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this video, and go check them out. Moving on, and I think these next two choices will be a bit contentious, but hear me out here. But I would choose the Tudor Black Bay Pro over the Rolex Explorer II, and I would say it is the right choice for a lot of people. Hey guys, editing Brittany here. I don't know, I'm looking at these two next to each other and I'm not sure if I agree with video Brittany anymore. I'm gonna hear her out, but man, the Explorer II looks so good. So the Rolex Explorer II is kinda a darling of the watch collecting community and widely considered the last great tool watch of Rolex. The design language remains very utilitarian, with no polished surfaces, highly legible dial, and the last non-ceramic bezel of the modern professional catalog, unless you include precious metal Daytonas, but let's not go there. I think most enthusiasts have a soft spot for the Explorer II, but one of the big downsides is the sizing at 42mm, and it's a large feeling 42mm. It's not one of those models that wears deceivingly compact. Tudor released the Black Bay Pro back in 2022, and it scratches a very similar itch, feeling very robust and rugged. It features a date at 3 o'clock as well, no Cyclops, distinct Tudor snowflake hands for high legibility, and GMT hand in yellow. I've been hands-on with both watches. I would say the Tudor is a lot less elevated than the Rolex. The wearing experience is a lot less elegant and sleek. The Rolex is definitely a cut above, but once again, it's over double the price. Heck yes, it better feel more elevated. This is an 8,500 pound watch, or just over $10,000 USD. The reason I would choose the Black Bay Pro over the Explorer II is just the sizing. The Tudor has a case diameter of 39mm. I can wear it with no overhang. It's big and chunky and tool, and that's how this style of watch should feel. Now, I wouldn't say the Black Bay Pro is the better choice for everyone. If you have a larger wrist, maybe 7-inch wrist size, wrist circumference, and larger, the Explorer II might be your more preferred option. But as I said before, budget has to be a huge factor. $10,000 USD is a lot to pay on a watch. Okay, last watch, and I think this one's going to be pretty contentious, the Tudor Black Bay Chrono over the Rolex Daytona. If you follow my channel, you know this is one where I didn't put my money where my mouth is. I have a Rolex Daytona. I bought this back in 2021. My reasoning for this choice is pretty similar to the last selection, sizing. And I think availability needs to be talked about as well. So if we lived in the ideal watch collecting world where there was no Rolex scarcity, I would recommend the Daytona for anyone with a 7-inch wrist size and smaller. It's a better selection for a smaller wrist. The Chrono, on the other hand, is great for a larger wrist. Tudor have done a fantastic job with these chronos. They're so compelling, very well finished, with a combination of brushed and polished surfaces. They have recently added the 5-link bracelet option, so you aren't limited to just the oyster style bracelet, and I think these really suit the 5-link style. They have nailed the colorways, as per with Tudor, with one of my favorites being the boutique edition in blue. I've said it once, I'll never stop saying it. Tudor have mastered the color blue. Another little detail that I appreciate is that the Black Bay Chronos have the date neatly tucked away at 6 o'clock. I am a recent convert to the date complication and loving it. I find it very useful. And now, because I've worn a few pieces with the date, when I wear my Daytona, I miss having that information available. The only reason I chose the Rolex over the Tudor is the wearing experience. The 41mm Black Bay is too large for me. There's overhang, and it's a thick boy. It's too large for me to wear and feel comfortable in, whereas the Daytona is perfect for me. But the big problem with the Daytona is that it's very hard to get an allocation at retail, whereas the Black Bay Chrono is quite available at the moment and easy to purchase. So that is a factor that absolutely needs to be talked about. Anyways, guys, those are the 4 Tudor watches that I think are better than their Rolex counterparts. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know everything in those comments down below. I'm sure it will be very civilized down there. Thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Thank you to you for your viewership. And thank you to the Pope tier patrons. Their names are on the screen now. They're amazing. And they support this channel. Thank you so much. Hello, Pope tier patrons. Hello, all tier patrons. Hello, people who have just watched all the way to the end. Feast your eyes on these names. These are the Pope tier patrons. There's a lot of amazing people who keep Gringa Town going, who keep this channel going. So thank you to everyone who watches these videos. Thank you to all tiers. Thank you to all tiers of patrons, but this part of the video is a special thank you to the Pope tier patrons. Thank you so much. You guys keep the lights on here at Gringa HQ. You guys are amazing, and we love looking at your names. Thank you. I hope you keep enjoying the channel, and even if you don't, I hope you keep enjoying watches forever. They're amazing. You're amazing. Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.